The big question on internet today is Cameroon's President Biya really dead or alive? If dead, who is going to be the next president of Cameroon after him? In this video, we'll uncover 10 shocking untold truths about him. Stay with us till the end, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more exclusive insights. The prolonged absence of President Paul Biya of Cameroon has sparked rumors that he may have died in a military hospital in France. This speculation follows Biya's extended absence after the China-Africa summit in September, where he was expected to return to Cameroon immediately afterwards. At 91 years old, Biya has been in power for 42 years, having assumed office on November 6, 1982. He is Africa's second longest-serving president, the longest-serving non-royal national leader globally, and the oldest head of state. Rumors suggest that France is considering installing Biya's eldest son, Franck Emmanuel Biya, as his successor for continuity. A Cameroonian citizen on X remarked, "Paul Biya ruled Cameroon for 42 years and almost destroyed the country. Now he is dead, and France is doing everything possible to make his eldest son, Franck Emmanuel Biya, his successor." Another user added, "This is nothing new. He hasn't been running the country for a while." As speculation intensifies, the government's silence has fueled public uncertainty regarding Cameroon's political future. The absence of official updates on Biya's health has led to widespread speculation, with some reports claiming he is either recovering in Switzerland or hospitalized in France. Lawyer Christian Ntimbane expressed his concerns in an open letter to Samuel Mondo Ayolo, director of the Civil Cabinet, urging the government to clarify the president's situation. "If he is on vacation, say so. If he is sick, say that too," he stated, aiming to ease public concerns. Biya's absence has dominated media coverage, raising anxiety among citizens regarding political stability after his 42-year reign. On social media platforms, opinions are divided. Some users suspect that France aims to install Biya as his father's successor, while others believe Cameroon is on the verge of liberation from Biya's prolonged rule. According to Cameroon Concord, a political framework may already be in place to facilitate the transition, with Biya's brother-in-law, Robert Nkili, positioned to serve as interim president. However, opposition leaders, such as Maurice Kamto, may mobilize to contest any dynastic succession attempts, advocating for democratic reforms. Biya has been Cameroon's president since November 6, 1982, following his role as prime minister from 1975 to 1982. As speculation continues, the government's silence perpetuates public uncertainty about Cameroon's political future. Here are 10 facts about Cameroonian president. The number 10 will shock you. 1. Paul Biya is the longest ruling non-royal head of state in the world. Following the death of Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi, Paul Biya constitutes the longest ruling non-royal head of state. He has twice changed the term limit laws to allow him to stay in power since he first took office on November 6, 1982, since the surprise resignation of then Prime Minister Ahmadou Ahidjo. 2. He was initially meant to become a priest. Biya was educated by Catholic missionaries in a seminary near to his village in southern Cameroon from a young age, and it was their hope that he would become a priest. Instead, Biya chose to study law and political science at the University of Paris in France and returned to Cameroon after graduation to work in the civil service sector. 3. His first wife adopted Biya's son, who was born from another woman. Biya didn't have any children with his first wife, Jeanne Biya, but she adopted his child from another relationship, Franck Biya. Jeanne died in July 1992, and Paul went on to marry Chantal Biya on April 23, 1994. The couple have 3 children together, and Chantal is 38 years Paul's junior. 4. Chantal Biya is often referred to as Cameroon's Queen of Hearts and helps make up for her husband's aloof nature. Chantal Biya is well loved around Cameroon, known for her magnificent mane of orange hair, her outgoing nature, and her charity work around the country. However, the two have also become known for their lavish lifestyle, taking extravagant vacations and spending their enormous fortune. 5. Biya is the richest man in Cameroon. Paul Biya's personal fortune is somewhere in the range of $200 million, making him the richest man in Cameroon. His wealth is mostly based in Europe, where he owned several mansions, and the money has not increased his popularity in Cameroon, where 48% of the population live below the poverty line. 6. Biya's presidential victories have been marred by irregularities and controversies. Each of Biya's presidential victories have had some sort of controversy attached from the very beginning. When he first became president in 1982, it was within the context of a single-party system, and he didn't even accept multi-party politics until the early 1990s. Since then, the 1997 election was boycotted by main opposition parties, the 2004 election was won among allegations of widespread fraud, and Biya was only even able to run in the 2011 election due to a constitutional amendment that allowed him a third term. 7. He adopted the nickname of Cameroon's Lion Man. After the country's national football team, the Indomitable Lions, reached the quarter-finals of the 1990 World Cup, Biya adopted the nickname of the Lion Man of Cameroon. He even had a lion and lioness named after him and Chantal at the Miog Betty Zoo in Yaoundé, though Paul's lion died in 2007. 8. Biya has survived several coup attempts. 2 coup attempts in 1983 and 1984 attempted to dislodge Biya from the presidency, but were unsuccessful. Former President Ahidjo was fingered as the culprit and was sentenced to death in absentia by a military tribunal. But as he was already in exile since 1982, the sentence was never carried out. Ahidjo eventually died in Senegal and was not allowed to have his body returned to Cameroon for burial. 9. Biya is sometimes referred to as the absentee landlord for his extended vacations. Biya has become notorious for his lengthy absences, carefully constructed to be under 40 days so as not to accidentally allow the presidency to be declared vacant. He took particular flack for a vacation in France in 2011, where it was alleged that he was spending $40,000 a day on 43 hotel rooms, but this is not unusual for the Cameroonian president. Oftentimes, when Biya travels abroad to Europe for global summits, he won't return for weeks at a time without ever passing on word to his country where he has run off to. 10. Despite attempts at reform, Biya maintains a regime with clear authoritarian characteristics. Though Cameroon claims to be a democracy, Biya's regime maintains sweeping executive and legislative powers, as well as considerable control over the judiciary. Courts can only review a law's constitutionality at his request, and little is done in the National Assembly, besides approving Biya's own policies. As we wrap up this deep dive into the life and legacy of Cameroon's President Paul Biya, the big question remains, is Biya really dead? Or are these just rumors? And if he is, who will lead Cameroon next after over 40 years of his rule? Will the country embrace change or continue under his son's potential leadership? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Cameroon is ready for a political shift, or will history repeat itself? Drop your comments on the comment box.